1-866-695-PATRIOT. Let's see. Adam, Tennessee. You're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
Hey, how are you today?
Fine. How are you?
All right. I'm just curious, when you're talking about the economy and the shape it's in and Obama this, and how do you ignore the 8 years of the Bush administration? And
I don't.
You do.
No, I don't. When hold on. When we discuss Republican spending, where Newt and Tom DeLay and many of those that brought the contract to America into being first got into office.
You mentioned it as an afterthought.
I'm sorry I don't host the program according to the way you want me to host this. This is the Wilkow Majority, not the Adam from Tennessee program.
You mean with truth? Yeah, I would agree with that.
What part? Where am I lying, Adam? Where am I lying, Adam? You're going to be one of these people that's going to call up, and no matter what answer I give you, it doesn't matter because you've decided what my program's about, and it's not suited to your liking, which don't listen to it then. At that point, when we look at this, I'm going to finish my statement, Adam. When the Republicans got drunk on power, after the initial successes of the contract with America wore off, they spent irresponsibly. And then along came Nancy Pelosi with the 6-for-06. The Democrats have been in charge of spending since 2007. All of the financial problems that you're seeing right now started shortly after the Democrats assumed control of Congress. To blame spending directly on his failure as a president was not vetoing these spending bills. You want to ask me about that? I'll say it. President George W. Bush should have vetoed more spending bills. He didn't. That was the failure of his presidency. But as far as the root of all spending, it all starts in the House of Representatives, the body which Nancy Pelosi's been in charge of since 2007.
Okay, and are you all the money that was spent on TARP, and you include that and call that Obama and everything.
No, I say TARP 1 was Bush, TARP 2 was Obama.
And here's the thing. You still say, the trickle-down economics, we need to give tax cuts to that. We saw that happen, and what happened? They stole millions and billions of dollars. People's pay didn't go up. People's benefits were cut. We've seen it happen. It doesn't work. They put the money in their pocket.
Where does the federal government get the power to tax according to what it is you're saying?
How does what?
Where does the federal government get the power to tax for all of these programs that they wish to spend money on? You tell me, like the good liberal that you are, where you find these powers in the 18 enumerated powers of Congress.
You don't understand where it is that Congress is allowed to tax the citizens.
No. I understand the concept of the income tax. No, I'm asking you where they find the power to spend, not the tax. There are 18 enumerated powers that put limits on what they're allowed to spend on. Those 18 things and nothing else. You tell me where the federal government gets the power to create Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid or public housing grants or the USDA to do home loans in Northeast Georgia. You tell me which one of the 18 enumerated powers gives them that uncontrolled spending.
There's not one.
So
I'm against a lot of the spending. I'm completely against it. But one, you guys pretend like that the reason this financial collapse happened is because they gave home loans to minorities. You know what?
Yes, it was home loans to black people. Actually, that's the headline of my book. Adam, I don't know who you spoke to, but the headline of my new book is Home Loans to Black People Destroyed the United States.
How many? What percentage?
It's not about you. See this now. I want everyone listening to understand that what Adam is doing is the stereotypical lame injection of race to try to topple my argument, where race was not entered in prior to his little injection there. What does race have to do with this, sir?
Wanting facts.
What does race have to do with this? You have no argument. That's the problem. You're going racial because you simply have no logical argument. You are trying to play to the emotion of the listeners by accusing me of racial malfeasance that you can't even find.
Why don't you just answer the question?
I'm not going to answer a when did you stop beating your wife argument, sir. I'm not going to answer a question on race that has nothing to do with what we're discussing here.
Talking about race. I didn't say race.
You just said homes for black people.
right? The low income.
What does that have to do with what does that have to do with illegitimate government spending?
You have said had to do with it. Government got involved, made people give them house loans. How many home loans did that account for? What percentage of the foreclosures? Answer the question, or say I'm not going to answer it. I'll look like an ass if I do.
No, I won't answer. I won't. I don't have to run from any question. The simple fact of the matter is Barney Frank and Christopher Dodd were sitting there during the congressional hearings, along with Maxine Waters, saying, Fannie and Freddie are fine. Fannie and Freddie are fine. There's no problem with redlining. There's no problem with the Community Reinvestment Act. There's no problem with these programs that offer people loans for homes that they couldn't otherwise acquire on their own in the private sector, thus raising the prices of the homes in question and causing the housing bubble.
No, that happened. That absolutely did. And it contributed. It did contribute. But it did not contribute even close to the majority of what the problem was. Not even close.
Sir, the number is irrelevant when you add up the fact the government doesn't have the power, according to the Constitution, to create these programs.
Of the foreclosures, it represents 8.7%.
So what if it's 1.0%? The federal government didn't have the power enumerated to them to create the programs in the first place.
Well, what I'm trying to get you to understand is that, yes, the government had a role in what happened, a horrible role. They do things every day they should not do. But the private sector does have a responsibility to this country that they are not upholding.
Where do you find that in the Constitution? Where's you don't? Because you, like Representative Phil Hare and the rest of your dumb liberal friends, don't care about the Constitution as it's written. You've decided during your little time in class that you were going to rewrite it to make it sound the way you wanted it to sound. It was about social justice and providing everyone a good wage and a happy home with a white picket fence. It's not in there. You're wrong. Goodbye.